Hey, Chris. Yeah, police were called here to the 2400 block of Emerson Avenue around 3 o'clock this morning after getting reports that a woman had been shot. When they got here, they found her lying in the street here, and they also found a man who was holding a gun. Police officers confronted him and at some point fired their weapons, hitting him and killing him. You can see some balloons have now been set up here to honor his memory. A woman who lives across the street here heard it and went to her window to see what all happened. And when she looked outside, she says she saw a close family friend dying in the street.
I came to my window, looked out, seen this van sitting right here. When I seen the van, I instantly knew who it was. You know, he's a family friend.
Ashley Davis says the man police shot and killed Friday morning was her boyfriend's cousin.
It's messed up. The situation is really hard to take in.
He was supposed to come by for a visit Thursday, she says, but he never showed up. Instead, she says it appears he was dropped off early Friday morning, just before the shooting. His bags are still sitting on the sidewalk outside her home.
He was coming. He has mail, he has clothes, he got shoes on my porch. He made a first trip to my porch, and the second trip he didn't make it. What happened? I don't know. What did they argue?
Davis says the woman who was shot was his girlfriend, and she was likely the one who dropped him off. She says along for the ride were a few of her kids, and police confirm they witnessed the shooting.
And now those kids are traumatized. They're gonna know, and his kids is very smart. They're gonna know. They know what happened. They know.
Police say the kids are now with family, and the woman is being treated for non-life-threatening injuries at a nearby hospital. Both officers are on routine administrative leave, and Davis is left wondering if she could have done something. Had she known about the conflict going on outside her door, she wonders whether it all could have been avoided.
I just really wish he would have knocked on my window and said, "Hey, cuz, I'm outside," you know, or something like that. I just really wish the situation could have really been avoided on whatever was going on. I just really wish that we could have just got woken up.
Police say both of these officers were wearing body cameras, and those cameras were rolling when the shooting happened. The mayor's office is pushing to have the BCA release that footage as soon as possible. The BCA says they plan to hopefully release that video to us after their investigation is complete. Chris, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Gordon.